evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rats. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitate another duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. Gonna go over Extreme Rules. Was in Columbus, Ohio. So, not gonna lie, it was actually maybe it's because I walked into it with no expectations whatsoever. But this was a fairly good show, man. I mean, and when I say with no expectations, normally as a rule of thumb, the only pay-per-view let me get this worded right. The only WWE pay-per-view I ever walk into with high expectations is WrestleMania, and that's more so just because of the name, and the history behind it. With that said, I don't typically walk into most pay-per-views with any expectations, but when I see what's on the card, I'm thinking, alright, this match should be good, I'm kind of hoping for this, but man, all of this was just like, well, this all should be good, but, that guy Murphy who made that funny little law about when things can go wrong, will go wrong. Yeah, he's my cousin, so I'm very much so a firm believer of that Murphy's Law aspect of, listen, when shit goes wrong, if shit can go wrong, it will find a way to fucking go wrong, unless you know what the fuck you're doing. Now with that said, now that I'm done prattling on about whatever the fuck, let's get into the show. Pre-show match, Liv Morgan versus Carmella. This match was made earlier that Friday. Now, I did mention this, or not Friday, but earlier, 2 weeks prior. I did mention that on a previous episode on the SmackDown Rewind. Now, this match was funny on one major count. And I can't help but fucking die laughing because you want to talk about fucking Murphy's Law, what can go wrong, will go wrong? Fucking A right here, man. The fucking Spanish commentary team wound up playing the entire time during the fucking match, literally speaking over Cole and Pat McAfee, as well as Carmella cutting a very nice promo talking about on how she's a perfect 10, she's all hot, this, that, and the other, and Liv, well, I'm hot, but you're not, kind of promo, and oh my fucking god, it was fucking hilarious. Listen, okay, as much as I give Peacock shit, and rightfully so, I will say this, I have seen two good redeeming qualities on Peacock so far. It has the Savage Dragon cartoons, and this little foobar right here, which, fucking A, all I could picture, honest to goodness, all I could picture is Vince McMahon sitting in Gorilla. What the fuck is that shit? God damn it, man! Who the fuck let the Spanish team get on there? Who the fuck did that shit? Somebody fix this now, god damn it! Bruce! Get your ass over there and tell someone to fix it! God damn, pal, I'm trying to run a business here. That's all I could picture. Now, as far as the match goes, Mella, she wound up leading. She was leading for a majority of the match. It came to an end when Liv, she started to build a small bit of a comeback and then hit that springboard flatliner of hers. Very nice, very beautiful. Probably the most beautiful part of it was after she did the springboard flatliner, there was no not kickback, wrong choice of words. There was no, I'm trying to think the right way to say this. People weren't going out there blasting on Twitter about on how she's using a modified move that Canyon pioneered. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, I'm saying no. The episode of Chris Canyon on Dark Side of the Ring aired that Thursday prior to the pay-per-view, so Canyon was still very much so an open topic at that point in time. That's why I said that. That said, Liv Morgan, springboard flatliner, 1, 2, 3. That was it. Honest to goodness, personal predictions. What I'd like to see is Liv win the Women's Rumble and or Money in the Bank. I'm saying, the kid's worked her ass off. She's paid her dues. I think she is as good as ready to ever pull the trigger on. Now with that said, let's get into this week's main show. Starts out with a trios match. The New Day against AJ Styles, Omos, and Lashley. This came to be because they showed a backstage interview where AJ and Omos were being interviewed. Then they said something about E. E was there, and then there was a big brouhaha. And then Bobby Lashley jumped in, and then they made this a spur-of-the-moment match. And now, all the New Day came out wearing that Godfather-esque inspired gear that Big E was wearing. And so, thankfully, I still stand by the argument I said last week. If they do a He-Man, again, the Masters of the Universe gear, Big E, Man-at-Arms. If not Man-at-Arms, definitely Orko. But New Day, they were leading at the start. Kofi was the punching bag, which, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it didn't feel like they missed a step. It felt like it very much so like the New Day wound up just picking up right where they left off when they got split. Like, okay, E, you're going to go over here. And now, E, you're back, all right? You know what to do, right? Yeah, let's do this. And Woods got the hot tag in, started cleaning up some house, doing pretty good. And then Woods got the crap kicked out of him, tagged in Lashley, AJ tagged in Woods tagged in Big E, and Styles tagged in Lashley. God damn it, I fucked up again. Yeah. And then them two had their epic stare down at each other, and then it was, in Big E's own words, big old meat, slapping meat, right in the middle of the ring. Had a big old meaty boys slapping their meat at each other. Yep. And that is exactly what it was. Big E got in, started hitting up Lashley, cleaned house. Now, I'm personally hoping at one point in time we eventually wind up seeing Big E and Omos, because I'm just thinking, okay, listen, Big E, he's a big motherfucker, hence his name. But Omos is a motherfucking giant, and you want to build him up to be a fucking believable, dominant champion? Have him take out the big 7-foot motherfucker right there. That'll wind up putting his name. That'll put some stank on that name. Now, match came to an end. Big E wound up hitting a big ending onto Lashley. Fast forward to later on in the show, they showed a backstage vignette with Lashley challenging Big E to a title match on Raw. Big E accepted. They had their match, which then received interference from one Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, making it look like the boys are back in business, and business is good. And then the New Day came out again, stopped it. Adam Pearce said, whoa, hold the fuck up. We ain't having this match end like this, so y'all are going to wind up doing this match again. This time, it's going to be in a steel cage match. Then they had the steel cage match. Again, Hurt Bish tried to run interference. New Day stopped them. Then they got out of there. Big E got the win. Shittiest part of that match was at the end after Big E got the win. McIntyre came out, Claymore in hand, just pointing right at Big E. And all I could think is, oh, God almighty, no! Listen, I know Drew McIntyre's stipulation said he couldn't go after the title so long as Lashley was champion. And now Lashley's not champion. But for fuck's sake, let us have a little bit of breathing room. Let us have a little bit of breathing time of Drew not asking for opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Had to stop myself there for a minute. You get where I'm going with that. Yeah. Next matchup we got Street Profits versus the Usos. And yes, I did just jump right to that match because there was no more I could say on that without making it sound like I'm gonna fucking bury Drew, and I'm not trying to. Street Profits versus the Usos. Profits, they were leading at the start. Dawkins was all on point tonight, like, oh, no, motherfucker, you wanted to go and throw shit, you wanted to go and get hot at my boy when I wasn't there. I'm here now, what the fuck is up? And, man, I fucking liked it. I fucking liked it. He had some pep in his step tonight. You know, it was a damn good match. Ford was the punching bag, Dawkins got the tag, got the hot tag. There was good action all around, you know. I just kept thinking, we're getting one good tag. We started the main show with a good solid trios match, and now we're getting a really good tag match. Is Vince on cocaine? Yeah. Match came to an end when the Usos wound up doing a super kick to Ford's gut, which was heavily taped up via the beatdown he got this past Friday. And then they did the double superfly splash onto him. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah, Usos, your winners and still tag champs, the Usos. Next matchup, we got women's action. Little Miss Bliss. Woo, needed the heart pills for this one. I'm probably going to need an ice pack for a brain duster later, but either way, Little Miss Bliss came out, going against Charlotte Flair. There was good, solid action in this one, man, and I dug the fuck out of this, you know, because it honestly, the best way I could compare it, and it was like, Charlotte was that kid that you had that's coming back for the summer from college, going against their younger sibling who's just starting high school and is trying to figure themselves out and is into all the weird creepy shit. That's honestly what this looked like. This is what this fight kind of looked like and reminded me on, and I was just like, holy fuck, that's fucking cool. And I don't know if it was because of the height issue or the height, not issue, but height difference, or because of the way the action was going. But man, it fucking clicked with me, and I was fucking for it. I was all for it. Fuck! I think that's a new record. I think I said fuck more times in 20 seconds in that moment than in any other time on this show. Can somebody get a count on that? No? Oh, okay. Thought so. What the fuck? Anyways. So yeah, Bliss and Charlotte, there was good solid action. I dug the fuck out of it. Charlotte, she was leading with it. You know, it was really good. That and the near falls were nicely done. There weren't too many. There weren't too few. It was damn good. You know, I don't know what else to say. Charlotte got the win doing natural selection. Afterwards, she then grabbed Lily and then ripped up Lily, pulled the stuffing out, and then tossed her down. Bliss, who got thrown over the announce table prior to Lily getting ripped up, wound up seeing the tattered, torn remains of Lily and then proceeded to have a breakdown holding the remains of it, screaming and yelling, supposedly looking like she was supposed to be frothing at the mouth. However, you could clearly see she had an Alka-Seltzer tab on her tongue. Which I can't knock because, listen, if you gotta do the foam act, man, you gotta do the foam act. You know? But instead of just sitting it directly on your tongue, little pro tip, under the tongue, because that's where saliva glands are. That's where your saliva glands are, where your mouth generates a lot of spit. So that can help generate more. That or stick it in the back of your cheeks. You know? That way then you could just push it forward and be like that. You know? I mean, I used to freak the people the fuck out because I'd keep a blood capsule back there, and then the second I bite it, start spitting out blood. So yeah. Now, apparently, according to the rumors, and we all know how I feel about rumors, take them with a grain of salt, Bliss is going to be written off TV for an undisclosed amount of time because of this. And honestly, I'm not seeing that as a negative because people have been clamoring for months. Or not for months. Months since Bray Wyatt left. That, Wyatt's gone. Bliss, let's just have Bliss go back to being the goddess. Okay, well, you can't go from being in the middle of looking like being a creepy version of Wednesday Addams to coming out looking like the pretty girl in high school that turned you down no matter how many times you asked her out. You can't go and do Wednesday Addams one week and then be the pretty popular girl, the pretty mean girl next week. It just doesn't fucking work like that, folks. Because, honest to God, if they did that, all the people that were complaining, saying they need to switch her back, would then go and complain, oh, they switched her back without a reason, so this, that, and the other. No. Now, hold on, Slapdick. Here's your reason now. She lost Lily. She's going nuts now. So now, hopefully we get her back going back to being the goddess-esque. That, or may even possibly go even creepier. So, either way. Next up, we got Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus versus Damian Priest in a triple threat match for Priest's U.S. title. And this, man, I take... Jeff was taken out right at the start, like Jimmy just wound up, wham, knocking him out, and then Priest just looking like, oh, okay, we doing this? Alright, let's go. And then them two started going at it, which, alright, cool, man. Hey, listen, not many people can go actual toe-to-toe and do a brawling style with Sheamus in that kind of a way, and it was fucking cool to see. It was fucking cool to see, man, and had a lot of good action. I'm not gonna lie, there were some parts on it that felt kind of, I don't want to say, but yeah, I do. There was some parts that I felt were kind of clunky in it, but I think that may have just been also because, of the whole, let's add Jeff in. But it's not a knock on Jeff, because, he's being told, hey, you gotta go do this, so go do it, kid. And that's it. But it was a decent match. Priest got the win on how that happened. Sheamus wound up doing a bro kick onto Jeff Hardy. Afterwards, Damian Priest wound up doing a roll-up on Sheamus. So we got a fucking roll-up on a fucking pay-per-view. It's okay. Because we got redeemed. Because the following night on Raw, they had a no DQ one-on-one match with Priest and Sheamus. And that was a hell of a banger match. That was a banger of a match. That was fucking way cool. Dug the shit out of that match. Priest won that as well. So, yeah. So now we come to the next match, which was the women's match. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. And this, man, nice feat of strength at the start with these two girls, trying to see who's the stronger of the two. A lot of nice back and forth with it, but Becky, she was kind of leading the pace on it. Man, I fucking dug the shit out of this, and it was way cool. Now, as far as on how the ending came out to be, it could be debated because you could have purists go and say, oh, well, it shouldn't have ended that way. But, you also have the hardcore fans that'll be like, oh, well, hey, it's good, it's good. Me, I'm just sitting there thinking in the creative sense. I always sit, and this is not me being negative or knocking WWE. I think like this with whatever wrestling I'm watching. It doesn't matter if it's WWE, NWA, GCW, Ring of Honor, whatever the fuck. I always sit there and I'm sitting there after I see it, I'm like, after I see the win, I'm like, alright, cool. What's next? Because I always just want to think, alright, where are we going from here? What's next time? What happens next after this? How the ending came to be, it was a DQ. Bianca was, or I believe it was Bianca. Either way, no. The girls were going at it, and then Sasha came in, wound up doing a run-in, attacking Bianca Belair. Yeah, it was Bianca looking about to go and get the win, and then Sasha came in, hit her, and then it was just total pandemonium on that. And then Becky holding the title, just looking like kind of nervous as fuck, like holy shit. This kid wasn't fucking playing. And then looking at Sasha like, huh? Yeah, we're good. We're good, right? And then Sasha, boom, going at Becky. And then just, she took out both. And then you see the last shot you see of Becky Lynch is sitting curled up in a corner, clinching and holding on to her title for dear life. Which, fucking A, beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm about to explain, so sit on down and listen to Uncle Tim's School of Psychology right here. You look at the main character, Becky Lynch, tough as nails, willing to go and fight anyone and everyone. Doesn't matter if they're gods, demons, devils, whatever. She'll go toe to toe with anyone and come out. She may come out bloody, she may come out bruised, but at the end of the day, she's coming out on top. And, now she just got done doing that shit with Bianca and then looking like, holy fuck. Whoa, this kid's got something on her. And then Sasha just straight up surprises her, and now she's like, holy, whoa. It comes with it comes with any big time ass kicker. Sometime, it comes with any big time ass kicker. You're eventually going to wind up coming to that time of just because you shot Jesse James doesn't mean you're as badass as Jesse James. So yeah. So she's like, oh, whoa. Did they get one in on me? Whoa, fuck. So yeah, now we come to main event of the night. The tribal chief, the head of the table, the needle, the man who moves the needle, if you will, Roman Reigns, going against the Demon King, Finn Balor. And folks, like I've mentioned before, with the whole demon aspect, the whole why do you do the demon thing? Well, if you've never read it, highly recommend the Batman story, Batman R.I.P. At one point, he becomes the Batman of Zaura. And in that, he says point blank, I'm what happens when you take Bruce Wayne out of the equation. The demon, pretty much in the same aspect. He's what happens when you take Finn Balor out of the equation. He's more aggressive, more hostile, more, dare I say, pardon the pun, more vicious. And it's supposed to be like, okay, you're not gonna show self-control. You're, instead of going in there with the intent of just doing a match, you're going in there with the intent of inflicting pain on them now. So yeah. Now, Roman, right at the start, throwing rounds right at Finn. Whole demon aspect, no selling it though. And this was a quote unquote Extreme Rules match, which means it's a no DQ match. And it was, Good action, solid action. Coolest part of it, though, was at one point, Roman and Finn, Roman throws Finn over the barricade into the crowd. Roman then goes over to Paul. Hey, come here. Makes Paul give him a mask. He puts on the mask and then walks out into the crowd and starts beating the shit out of him with a mask on. Fucking badass. Now, I get it. Legit medical reason. Roman Reigns, he had leukemia. He's it runs the argument he can be immunocompromised. So, while somebody may not be symptomatic, may have had it, got over it, doesn't mean that, pass that shit along to him. He's at the fucking top of his game at this point. I don't fucking blame him for wanting to take that kind of safety precaution, man. Fuck, I would. Excuse me. But wound up fighting out into the crowds. At one point, Finn popped him right in the face. He saw the mask droop over his nose. And all I could think is, okay, now if Roman really was going to be a heel, he would walk around with the mask under his nose. But one could make the argument Finn was being the heel because he was forcing the mask under his nose. Either way, they eventually wound up fighting, getting back to the ring. But it was good action. I dug the shit out of it. Usos came in at one point to help save Finn. Or not save Finn, help save Roman. And then we got the ending, which... well... not quite sure on how to sell this one, Chief. Roman's down, Finn's down. Bodies are laying everywhere, scattered, torn, beaten, bruised. And then the lights start flickering. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. They go red. And then you see Finn. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. And then the demon music plays. And then he rise from your grave. Gets back on his feet. Gets in. Gets Roman in. Starts pounding the fuck out of him. Gets up to the top. Calls for the coup de grace. And just as he's on the top, with all this going on, with all the pageantry, with the lights and the smoke and the demon music, boom, the rope snaps. The rope snaps and he falls over. Falls over. Next thing you know, as Finn getting back up on his feet, trying to get his bearings, Roman, boom, pops him with a spear. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Now, honestly, if they took away the red light and the smoke and the demon music and just left it with the rope buckling thing, I'd be cool with that. But the red light and the demon music, that did not click with me, because all I could think is, okay, this is supposed to be kind of this. Am I supposed to feel like a Rocky moment here, where it's like you have the music playing as he's coming back, the bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum bum, as he's fighting back, and it's just like, I'm just thinking, nah, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel it. It doesn't click with me. And I'm not disparaging and I'm not shitting on it. And trust me, I could. But I'm just saying, man, I didn't fucking feel it. So, with that said, that is it for this week's show, folks. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also, on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on the Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here in the comments down below. Or on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Same thing, I Creep John going. Also, leave any interesting complaints, thoughts, questions, grunts, groans, whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm open to all forms of criticism, good, bad, and everything in between, down below. Thank you to contributor to the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that good shit. Details are down below. And folks, make sure y'all follow these cool ass casts right on the Twitter. Kenny Killer DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants, and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.